What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here, and I want to give you a recap of Nintendo's Keynote from the 2010 E3 conference, which for those of you that don't know is the biggest video game conference of the year, and it stands for Electronics Entertainment Expo. So Nintendo went through and talked about a lot of stuff, but the focus of their event was on the new Nintendo 3DS, the sequel and the follow-up, the spiritual successor, if you will, to the Nintendo DS, the DSi, and then the DSi XL. This is 3D handheld gaming without glasses, which is really kind of cool, and all reports say it actually works very well and is extremely impressive. So let me reiterate and go through sort of the specs of it. So glasses free, as I mentioned. It's got two screens similar to the current DS. The top screen is 3.5 inches, so essentially it'd be like having an iPhone-sized display right on the top. If you see me look down, because I got some notes in front of me, the keynote just ended a little while ago. It's got a slider that lets you adjust the 3D or turn it off completely. If you move your head a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, supposedly the 3D effect is lost. You're going to have to constantly tweak it. If you're going to hold the device sort of while you're moving around a car, the 3D effects may not work so well for you. It's going to be best if it's sitting on a table where your head and the device won't be moving. Something to keep in mind. So the top display is the only one that's 3D. The bottom one, similar to the current DS setup, is going to be a touchscreen. It's got an analog stick on the side, which Nintendo's calling a slide pad, similar to what we've seen on, say, the PSP Go or the PlayStation Portable, that same sort of motion. It does have a gyro motion sensor, so you'll be able to sense motion not just tilt left or right, but actually forward and back, which is probably going to be huge for some of the gaming titles, which we'll talk about in just a minute. It's going to be fully compatible with DSi games, so good news for everybody who's got a back catalog of games. Nintendo is generally pretty good about making sure their consoles work with the previous generation. It's going to also have two cameras for 3D photographs, so you can take 3D pictures of yourself, manipulate it, and send it off to your friends, which I'm sure is going to be misused by teenagers all over the world. So let's talk about games, because there are a lot of games they talked about. Nintendo said this is going to be the biggest launch support they've ever had for a console, which is pretty cool, and judging by the titles they touted, it looks like they were right. So we finally saw a new Kid Icarus game, which those of you that may have played it on the original Nintendo was an awesome side-scroller, but probably one of the hardest games ever made. The graphics on the 3DS look extremely impressive. The graphics on this Kid Icarus game looked better than almost anything we've seen on the Wii to date. Definitely a big accomplishment for a mobile handheld. We don't know what the specs are on the device, but rumors have it maybe being a Tegra 2 processor. So the games they showed Madden, Ninja Gaiden, Resident Evil, a Batman game, Splinter Cell, and Metal Gear, which is a huge array of titles. They didn't announce pricing or they didn't announce a release date, but they were showing the devices on the floor, so it leads you to believe that we're going to see it in time for holidays 2010. So what do you guys think? It looks like 3D is here to stay, whether it's 3D television or 3D movies or now 3D gaming. Something that you're interested in? Certainly no glasses make it more appealing. The fact that you have to sort of keep the console still sort of loses some of the appeal to me. But I want to know what you guys think. Are you excited about the 3DS? Not excited? Just generally curious? Leave your comments down below. I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll see you in the next video. It looks like I'm doing something else. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.